Hi guys, so this is our part 2 of our portrait collage. So you can see I have my collage file up. I have all the layers intact. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to group these layers, and I'm going to do group and not merge them into one file because I want the flexibility to still be able to rearrange my layers. But I also don't want all these layers. I want it to be cleaner when I'm looking at things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold shift, click the top, click the bottom, and I'm going to do Control G. So now they're all in a nice neat little folder. I can still, because I don't have the settings switched, I can still pick individual pieces of my collage and move them. But I can also easily just select the group and hit Control T and make it bigger or smaller as a group. You can also merge the layers and make it one file, but I much prefer this way. So I'm going to open up my picture file. Let me deselect. And I know I told you guys plain background. I hate my profile and I didn't want to take another picture. So my idea was just to have it like I'm dreaming and all my little collagey things are in the background. So whatever portrait you've done, whether it's a full body portrait, a side portrait, we need to make a selection of yourself. So if you were smart and took a picture with no background or just a plain background, you can use your remove background tool. You can use your select subject tool. So I'm going to hit this. And it does a pretty good job. I do need to fix some things. So the other selection tool is our quick selection tool up here. So you can start with this one or you can start with your subject and then edit it. So I'm going to go up here because these are all the options for my tool, and I'm going to add. So I'm going to go to the plus. I'm just going to go around. I'm actually going to add this too because I think it's just going to look weird with just half my hair. And then I'm going to do a takeaway, so the minus. I'm going to take away this. I'm going to take away some of the blanket, and then I actually am going to erase some of it probably because I've done this a few times already and my one dog face always kind of gets caught up with this and I don't like it. So just to be sure I get it the way I want, I'm going to hit the select and mask button up here, and then I'm going to play around with the edges so you can smooth them out. I know it's kind of hard, it's not really doing anything, but the feather, I want it to be feathered. I don't want it to be super crisp because mine, I want it to look really blendy. If you didn't get the edge quite right, you can like make it so it goes a little less, a little more. Kind of like mine looks like that. And then you can also remember you have all these other options on looking at your selection. So that's my exact selection. Excellent. So I'm going to go OK. I'm going to do Control C. I'm going to go here and do Control V. And then also I forgot to tell you, make sure when you paste your image that your group is not highlighted. If your group's highlighted, what will happen is it'll paste your picture in the group. If that happens, just do Control Z, unclick the group, and do it again. So I'm going to go to my move tool. I'm going to put myself here. And then I have to decide, well, how big do I want myself in the picture? So I'm going to do Control T. I'm going to do kind of like this, I think. Hit enter. All right, now I'm going to go in my group and do Control T. And then you can like, remember you can like turn it. Hit enter. Okay, and then this was that little thing I was talking about where it's like, it always blurs into my dog's face. I don't like it. So I'm going to use the eraser tool. The eraser tool is a destructive edit, which means once I erase it, it doesn't come back. When you use a layer mask, it does come back. But I'm just going to use this because I don't want this at all. And then it's just like a brush. It's the same thing as a brush. And I'm going to, this is hardness is on 100%, so that's like a sharp edge. I want a fuzzy edge, so I just kind of want it like that. Sure. Alright, so remember, the eraser tool, destructive edit, once you erase, it ain't coming back. So only use that sparingly. It's better to get a better selection. But I've done this so many times already, and this has been the best solution for me. Alright, so I have my collage, I have me. What I'm going to do is make a second me. So I'm going to take this and drag it to the bottom. And then now I have two of me. And then I'm going to take my group layer and put the group layer in the middle. So it's me, collage, me. I'm going to go to the top and change the blend mode to soft light. Now if you like one of these, maybe you like the hard light, if you like one of the other blend modes, then use that. They're all going to look a little different. You can even start on soft light, make your collage, and then play around with it. Okay, so then, now I need to do a layer mask so I can blend my collage together. So I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to hit Control and just click on that layer, and then you should have a selection of yourself that you made. Now I'm going to hit my group layer, and I'm going to hit Layer Mask. So it made this cutout of me with the collage. So then what I'm going to do is now I'm going to play around with the layer mask. So when you do this, make sure the layer mask is selected and not the folder. So there should be a white line around the layer mask. Now I'm going to go to my brush. And again, all your brush settings are up here. So my opacity is like halfway. Sorry, that was my cat jumping on his feeding area to get his food. And then I like it fuzzy, so I'm going to put it at like 30%. Again, all up to you. To change the size, you can change it up there. You can also use the brackets just to go back and forth. So remember, white reveals, black conceals. So I'm going to start by bringing back my collage. And then again, my opacity is at 50%. So if I want it to be solid, I just got to click a whole bunch. But I like being able to like fade it. But I definitely want them to be visible. But I kind of want the corners to be a little blended. And then now I'm going to kind of blend with my face. So I'm going to switch this to black. I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller. I'm even going to change my opacity a little bit lower. Because I kind of want... There we go. I want a little bit of that flower right there. I kind of like the way that looks. I'm going to go back. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with this. Alright, so now once you kind of get it the way you want, again, so if something's not looking right on the collage, go back in, move the pieces around. If you want to play around with the blending mode, then play around with the blending mode. Make it look the way you want. You could even play around with the blending mode on here. So, pretty happy. Now all we need is a background. So you have two options for a background. One is to paste if you have a picture, like I have a picture of a sunset. So I'm going to do that first. And then the second will be just doing a color. So here's my sunset picture. I'm going to do Control A, Control C, Control V. Then now it's at the top. I'm just going to drag it to the bottom. Alright. It's alright. If I was going to use that, I probably would play around with the blending here. Maybe make it faded a little bit more. Like that or something. I'm not sure I like that though. The way my photos are set up, it doesn't, like, I'm losing the whole sunset thing. So yours might be, if you have a lot of space in front of your face because you did what I asked and to do a side profile, then yours will probably look better. So I'm going to delete this. Alright, so the next thing is to just make a color background. So I'm going to just click this layer. I'm going to click the half and half right here and do solid color. And then now it has my collage, so I can pick a color from the collage. So I could do red. Ooh, I kind of like that color. Kind of like, oh, I like that pink. Ooh, I kind of like that too. Sorry, I can just do this all day. Alright, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to drag that to the bottom. I think it's okay. I'm not really liking this thing up here, but I can go back and fix that if I want. If I double click on this, I can also play around doing a gradient. So there's more options too if you want to find them. So you can play around. So I'm going to cancel that though. I'm going to leave it like that. So you can double click on this and another menu comes up and you can also play around with it. So let me not get too lost in the weeds. So I'm going to go back up here. I'm on this layer mask. And then I'm just going to play around a little more. And I'm going to go back. I want more of this to show up. I can come here. And I could play around with this. But you guys, hopefully you get the idea. I'm not going to have you guys watch me do this for 2 hours. Alright, so I don't like that, but kind of is what it is. So what I could do is I could put another picture up there. I could add more to my collage, but make it look the way you want. Then once you are done, you're going to do File, Export As, and then make sure it's a JPEG. And then make sure you know where you saved it. And then also you want the quality to be pretty good. Sorry, I should have said that. Oh, and there's my cat. So it's time to go. So make sure you save it. And then I cannot wait to see what you do. Good job.